What is good, you guys? Welcome back to the Here Report. Welcome back to a brand new video. And guys, I am back from a long week hiatus where I was moving into college, but I'm finally set up and I'm here to record a brand new episode and a brand new video. And in this video, I did ask for Q&As on YouTube. So if you guys did see that and if you guys did respond, shout out to all of you guys who did ask questions. We did get a lot of questions and some really good questions. So I will be answering all of them on this video, so make sure you guys stay tuned till the end. If you guys have any questions, comments you want to leave down below, hit that comment section. As usual, leave a like, subscribe, comment down below. Getting close to 1.4k, so let's get to 1.4k as soon as possible, man, and let's get right into it. So the first question we'll be answering is from Ken Moore, who says, do you think this team will fix its switching problem on defense that constantly leaves Bam on a guard and unable to defend the basket or be in position for rebound? So this is a really good question, something I talked about a lot last season, especially because switching was really like a big part of our defense. Now my theory was that I think the switching was really because our guards are not really the best defenders, like K Nunn, Duncan Robinson, Tyler Hero. I don't think they were the best individual defenders as far as sticking with someone, strength. A lot of these things they don't really have. Now this might change with the addition of Kyle Lowry, who's one of the best guard defenders in the NBA, but then at the same time you might just say that this is just the philosophy of the Heat, where no matter who the personnel is, switching is going to be prevalent, and it doesn't matter who is guarding the ball handler, switching is going to happen. And it's just going to be the onus is going to be on the people who are helping and trapping and blitzing to get back to their man and rotate as quick as they can. And the team is going to have to be really well conditioned, and they're going to have to be on the same page at all times, because you don't want to give up easy layups, dunks. So if we do switch, I would like to see it a little bit more polished up, but hopefully we see a lot of people sticking to their own man with a lot of great additions on the defensive end on the team, like Kyle Lowry, PJ Tucker, re-signing Oladipo, Markieff Morris. So hopefully we don't see the switching as much, but it just might be a philosophy of this team that we might have to put up with. So shout out to Ken for that question. Second question from Kendrick Nunseason, who asks, who gets more minutes throughout the season, Max Strus or Gabe Vincent? Now, I would probably lean towards Max Strus because he's shown me a lot more throughout Summer League. And the thing about Max Strus is that not only has he shown me more, but Max Strus is a skill that can be translated anywhere, and he's a specialist at that thing, and that is shooting the ball. Gabe Vincent, maybe defending is his biggest strength, but he's not as people don't know Gabe Vincent as a defender, but people know when you see Max Strus, he's a shooter. Like that's associated with him. So I don't think Gabe Vincent has a label like that, but Max Strus certainly does. And when you're a specialist at something, you get a lot more minutes, especially early on. Like, unless people value versatility, but that's after you specialize at one thing or another. Like Bam, he's a very versatile player for his position, but the thing about Bam is that he came into a league as an excellent defender, and that's what he got minutes for early on. So I think Max Strus will get minutes more than Gabe Vincent because he's a shooter, and I think that's one of the main parts that is going to be a big factor in propelling us to being a successful team this year. Third question from Ken again, saying, if the opportunity arises, do you think Miami should attempt to bring back Kelly Olynyk? Now the thing about Olynyk is that I liked him. I thought he was pretty good, but the thing about him was that he was very inconsistent. I don't think Olynyk would probably want to come back. I don't think we should even entertain that. I just don't think that off the bench he's going to be anything good. Olynyk was the best when he was starting. Coming off the bench, he didn't really have his moments, and I don't think we can offer him a starting spot, especially with the guys like Omer Yurtseven, who can really replace a guy like Olynyk in the starting lineup in the future, because he has that same outside touch, touch in the paint. He's a very finesse type of player. He's not athletic or anything like that. So I think if you want to give guys like this more game time, you have to forget about guys like Olynyk and people coming back to the team, because I think Olynyk will just hinder the opportunity of him like that. And I don't think Olynyk defensively is anything too special either. So I think Olynyk's time in Miami was coming to an end last year anyway, and we got rid of him, and he's spazzing right now. He was spazzing with Houston, so hopefully he does that with Detroit, and hopefully he balls out. Next question from Weed High, who says, do you honestly think the Heat are good enough to compete for a championship at this point? If not, who or what are we missing? Now, I think that there are three teams that I would not be confident playing, and that's the Brooklyn Nets, the Milwaukee Bucks, and the Los Angeles Lakers. Apart from that, I don't think there's that many teams that would give us, that I wouldn't be confident in a series against. Brooklyn, Milwaukee, and the Lakers. Obviously, I still think we can win against those teams, but we would definitely be the underdogs. However, against the other teams that I was talking about, the other teams in the league, like, the Sixers, the Warriors, people like that, I still think that we could give them a run for their money, whether people see us as underdogs or not, because I do think that it's a lot more evenly matched in those type of series, other than the series that have Brooklyn, Milwaukee, and LA. I think those three are going to be our biggest challenges this year. Hopefully, we come up with Brooklyn and Milwaukee having to play each other, and then they beat up on each other, and we get to play a team that we have to take care of business with, like the Sixers or the Hawks or someone like that. And I'd feel a lot more confident playing those teams rather than Brooklyn and Milwaukee. So hopefully that answers your question. As of right now, I wouldn't say we're the favorite to win a championship at all, but I still think that we have an outside puncher's chance, and we do have a good chance if something happens, if something swings our way, to win a championship. Next question is coming from Ryan, who says, what does Hero need to show you this year to become untouchable? So the thing about Hero is I just need him to be a consistent guy who can score 18 to 20 off the bench. I think I'll be very happy with that. A lot of people have unrealistic expectations on guys like this, and I think that something that's realistic is just to be a Sixth Man of the Year candidate, a guy that can just come in and be instant offense off the bench, because that's what his role is going to be this season. He's not going to start on this team. He's going to be a bench player this season at least. In the future we'll see what happens with him, but he is a bench player right now, and I think that we just need to see instant offense off the bench. A guy who can consistently average 18 to 20 off the bench, I think would be great. I think that would, build more confidence that, okay, this guy is believing, he's buying into his role, and I do see him being a big part of this team long term. So hopefully that answers your question, my guy, about what Hero needs to show me. Next question comes from Joker, who says, what do you think that Kyle Lowry, PJ Tucker, and Markieff Morris added to the Heat are enough to compete with the Lakers, Knicks, Nets, and Warriors? I think the Heat still need one more asset: Paul Millsap, JJ Redick, Rajon Rondo. I would love if the Miami Heat added one of these guys to fill the final spot in the roster. So yeah, that's a very good point by Joker. Shout out to you. No, so like I said, the Lakers I think would be tough. The Lakers and the Nets, I think we'd have to have some stuff roll in our favor to win those series, but I still wouldn't count us out. I would be a little bit more confident against the Warriors, and I'd be a lot more confident against the Knicks. No disrespect, but I don't think the Knicks are on the level with any of those teams. As far as the Heat needing one more asset, it could happen if we go over the tax. Paul Millsap, I don't think we'll sign Paul Millsap after signing two forwards. JJ Redick is always a rumor because of his friendship with Duncan. He's another shooter that could, be there. And same with Rondo, because we don't really have a backup point guard apart from Gabe right now. So I would probably keep an eye on those two names. Maybe if we go over the tax to sign someone. And hopefully, we can try to get another piece in there, but I don't think it'll be Paul Millsap. I really don't. Second to last question coming from my guy Remy, who says, where do you see the Heat placing in the East? Now, seeding wise, I would probably stick to what I said. I would probably say either 3 or 4 as far as seeding. And as far as playoffs are concerned, I don't know. It'll have to depend on who plays who. But as far as seeding is concerned, I would probably say around that 3 or 4 slot. I think Brooklyn and Milwaukee are locks for 1 and 2. 3 and 4 I think is fair game. So I'd probably say 3 and 4 for the Heat for sure. And yeah, hopefully we capitalize on that. I do like how a lot of people are writing us off, and hopefully they learn their lesson and we make them pay. And because I saw the national TV schedule, and it was not anything that impressed me. As far as I saw some teams getting more national TV games than us that didn't even deserve it, but it's whatever, man. Hopefully we can prove the doubters wrong again, because I think that we are best when we are underdogs, and I think that's probably where we are at our our greatest potential, when people are doubting us, people are writing us off. Last year we had a lot of expectations and we disappointed, but the year before that no one expected us to go to the finals, and we did. So I like when the odds are against us. It's a little bit more easing for me, because I know the team feeds off of it. And then last question from Saeed Thomas, who says, who's starting, PJ Tucker or Markieff Morris? Now, if we're going based off of money, I would probably say PJ Tucker, because he's getting paid more, but it doesn't always work that way. Markieff could be starting. I wouldn't be surprised if Markieff did start, especially because he's younger. So if you want to save PJ a little bit for the playoffs, Markieff I think is a better floor spacer. I definitely do think PJ will close, but I don't know about who starts. We'll have to see. But I think the logical answer would be PJ because we paid him more money, but I would not be surprised whatsoever if Markieff Morris started. So, and yeah, that basically concludes the end of the Q&A, and hopefully you guys enjoyed, you know, asking questions and me answering them. I'll probably do a little this, you know, a little bit later as well, you know, down the line. I'll do this periodically. If you guys have any questions, give me your questions. I'll answer them in an episode, and we'll do this later too. And if you guys have any questions right now, feel free to put them in the comment section. I'll answer questions, you know, regularly if you guys put your questions in the comments. And any thoughts, ideas, whatever you guys want to, you know, put in the comments, please utilize the comment section. It's really important. Sorry for the bad audio. The AC is pretty loud in this room, but hopefully you guys bear with me about that. I'll try to find a better room next time, but that's probably going to be it for the video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys later as always, guys. Peace.